Oh, Pez is up and about today. Pretty sad week with another mate passing away, Scragger. We salute you, big boy. And I know that you'll be looking down as having black beers and rums in the sky. But episode 128, our hopes and dreams were abandoned, Tone, because Gold Coast had gone.
Absolutely. But today, what happened today?
Oh, Skylab. Now, I want to know, can I count that for the pickers and can I count that, Taz? Can I count that for the Pezzers push? Can I count that in the results?
Honestly, you know what you can do, Pezza?
Yep.
You can count whatever you like
because
no one really cares at the moment because no one else is counting.
Oh, right. Remember, Mardo, we're at 60 subscribers. We got 2 back. Remember, I slammed a couple for unsubscribing. Like, you know, ladies and gentlemen, it only takes a second to push a button, but fair income. We had 2 scumbags go, and then we got another couple back. So now we're back to 60 plus 40 more. We give you the results
again.
Of the
it's like Bitcoin. It goes up to 20K and then it comes down to 17 and goes back up to 18 and a half. And
now, talking about champions today, Mardo, we did line up on a couple, didn't we? Skylab saluted. It was absolutely an amazing run from last down the outside. And Colette, he didn't put it behind not one ass.
No,
and it did the job for us. But Jesus
Tone, you
Christ.
can leave him out of your book for now, mate, because he's done the job there.
Mardo, yellow brick, mate.
Oh, yellow brick, Ben Thompson. What the hell was he doing? I mean, he had so much opportunity.
Why would you go back to the rail when the rail was
that was stupid. That was ridiculous. You got so much room outside on your right, and he jags left.
And Fashion Legends knocked off 3 pickers in a row. At 26 skins today too, Fashion Legends.
Fashion Legend had a dream run though. I mean, Yellow Brick gets a clear air, and he's got
mate. We win by 16.
Pezza, have you seen The Wizard of Oz, the show?
Yeah. Follow the yellow.
Well, you know, yeah, I know that. But before that,
well, today we didn't follow the yellow brick road today. We were like following the fucking urinal.
No, but I'll tell you what happens. Like if you remember the show, the house lands on a witch, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but it's the Wicked Witch of the East, or not the West, or something.
Yeah, the West.
And then they go to the Yellow Brick Road.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I don't think that witch got killed today, and that's why Yellow Brick didn't win.
Well, Benny Thompson, fair income, he was the fucking Wizard of Oz today because he was the straw man, absolutely no fucking brains. He was the tin man because he didn't have a heart. He fucking lion. We didn't have no courage. Well, I can't remember the bloody plot, but anyway, he's an idiot. Put him in your black book, Benny. But no, he's out. Vinco in the last. Lukey Mullen, the flamingo wearing legend. Mardo, what did he say to you?
He takes the exact same track as what he did with Yellow Brick, and this time he gets Vinco up.
What did Lukey Mullen do to the
Lukey Mullen, mate, I'm sorry. You've sent me a message and asked if there's a tip in the last I can give him. I said there's probably 4 or 5 live chances I'm staying out of it.
Yeah.
Peasant said, I'm just having a little go at Vinco.
Yeah, Peasant said,
Vinco goes, bang!
Lukey Scott, you got anything? I said, well, it's not a tip, it's not mail, but I reckon Vinco's all right in the last. He wins, and he wasn't. I don't think the great man.
Hey, Tone, did Lukey message you?
I haven't had a phone all day, mate. I don't know.
He didn't message me. He didn't message me either.
Well, Luke knows.
I don't think he rates you.
He knows where to go for the right mail. Even when you give him the right mail, Pezza, he's still.
And last Saturday, he messaged me last Saturday. He goes, Pez, you got any mail or any tips? I need some core, blah, blah, blah. I've been on the piss a bit. And anyway, I said, I reckon VC in the first, and Melbourne goes, all right. He goes, what do you mean? Because, Melbourne was a couple of hours forward. So in WA, that's probably Sparrows or whatever.
About 8 o'clock.
And then I sent him to Lukey after it brains him by 2, 3. I said, VC, bang. He's like, what's that? I'm like, oh, fucking hell. Fuck. Anyway, boys, let's get into it. Without further ado, without further aplomb. Let me just drag you guys across here to make you all a little bit bigger because we all want to see Tone. That's what everyone wants to do.
Everybody's got to get their lay bet.
Last week, the Tones Titanium tip, as I said, our hopes were abandoned because Like, can you believe on the biggest day of Queensland racing, that's what the Magic Millions is. Don't think about the Stradbroke or the 10,000 or the Chief or whatever it is. They're all shit compared to this Saturday in January, the Magic Millions. It's times 5 the money is spent. Times 5. And of course, they get a lot of rain, Bardo. We can't help Mother Nature. But could you believe that they got the track between the 300 and the 500? There's a fucking hole.
Yeah.
And like,
Some ex-Sydney groundsman left the sprinkler on the Gold Coast track all freaking night.
what? Like, what?
That's why they got
Taz,
banned last weekend.
seriously, was
Yeah,
it a
no.
Carlton supporter running the crew? Or like,
No, he wasn't. And I know exactly who he was, but we'll keep it politically correct. But what there is somewhere at the end of the rainbow, there's a pot of gold. Now, the end of the rainbow actually ends at that point
right?
at the track. And unfortunately, the leprechauns trying to dig their way out, they were stuffed.
Oh,
And
don't.
unfortunately, there we go. So it was all blame the leprechauns, not the racetrack curator. That's
Right.
all I say. Blame the leprechauns.
Tone, what about the hearts of the jockeys? We know how brave and how amazing they are to ride these 600 to 700 kilogram keg beasts, but they couldn't voice
No.
in front of each other. They had to have an anonymous vote whether to go ahead or not with the
Yeah.
meeting.
What's that all about?
So isn't that bizarre that they couldn't just go, nah, yeah, nah.
Yeah, what about yays and nays or a show of hands?
Yeah, but no, they
Yeah.
couldn't, Marto. They reckoned it was too political because they thought they were getting pressured to keep the race going. Of course, they were
Allowed
getting
us to
pressured
too
to keep the
sensitive
bloody
with all
races
these
going.
frickin'
Oh,
stuff.
you guys, you're being harsh. You're being harsh there, mate. You're being harsh. I mean, here
Oh.
we are. Hang on. Here we are. There's 4 of us, and
Yep.
we're trying to work out where to go with the quaddie, and no one's putting their hand up.
No, that's true.
How do you feel about these jockeys? These jockeys are riding for their lives.
Yes.
Do you think they want to say, hey, I want to ride? And then all of a sudden, when someone falls over, breaks their neck, and they're in a coma for 6 months, they want to know that they put their hand up?
Oh, stop
No
being
way.
so practical.
No
It's like
way. Seriously.
common-
No,
Stick your common sense up your ass, Taz.
No, you don't want that. It's like
Jeez.
you. Who made the decision on where the quaddie's going to be this week?
Yeah,
Because it wasn't you.
the Iron Fist.
Why? Why me? Why do I have to decide?
Because you're the
So-
CEO, you're in
The
charge.
CEO
No,
decides.
I'll tell you why I decided.
You're the
Because
scapegoat.
then when my leg finally misses, because I normally never miss, because I'm
Oh,
in every week, you guys can say
Tommy,
bad
Tanker.
luck.
Pretty sure
That's
you
right.
missed the last leg today again, Taz. Your leg today.
Mate, no, I wasn't the last leg. Mine was the second last leg. But what's the
Third,
point?
yes.
Yeah, what's the point when someone goes puts 7 horses in when there's a $1.8 favourite? Seriously. Hey, King of Sparta, we've backed at every start it's ever won.
Yeah,
It won
true.
nearly last year. $1.8
I
it should have
know.
started.
There you go. I saw that.
I got the Quinella.
Oh wow, well done. Thanks. Did you tip it?
Paid for
Did you tell the Palmy, hey guys, these are my 3 tips in a race, but I reckon you should put this Quinella on.
Should
Did you tell them
have
that?
told him. Should have told him about
Yeah,
Pinko. That
it's-
might have been.
It's
Yeah,
hard to
do it.
celebrate a good day when you got this Muppet from Melbourne bringing it down every half a second,
Yeah,
isn't it,
that's
mate?
right. Thanks, Marto.
Unbelievable. Hey,
There's
who's that
no
bloke?
I
Who
in
is he?
team, Marto, but there's an absolute U and a CUNT up there, the old Northern Territory.
Who's the Muppet? Tell me and I'll go get him for you, boys. I'm down here in Melbourne. Tell me where he lives. I'll go get him.
Tony B jumped Fave Tone, just got a bit far back last week.
Worst ride of the day, worst ride of the month. Sammy Clipperton. I would never let him on it again. You know, it was that bloody far back. It was on the Victorian bloody New South Wales border. I mean, there's back and there's back. And, you know, he could be one of those people who when he gets home from work, there's a brown paper bag on the, you know,
Love from Tom.
front door there. You know, like something I bloody went on a shocking ride. Terrible.
Now,
Absolutely.
Tone?
Great.
Taz,
Yeah.
one of your mates is nicked
Yes.
or coined the phrase.
Yes. Great phrase. The warden.
The
He's
warden.
pardoned everyone. And it looks like Sammy Clipperton's the first into solitary
I think
confinement.
He is.
Off he's gone.
Right.
I think Sammy's in the book. I'm going to make a slide, Tone. And when you tip Sammy Clipperton again, I'm just going to go, fucking bang. What about Sammy's in there? How did he get out of the book,
I
mate?
know that Tony B.
Well, he gets 2 more chances.
Oh,
Three and you're out.
No,
Three.
he's in the
He'll get
book.
3.
You told me he's in the
Ah,
book straight
he's
away
not.
last week. He said he's in. He's
He
gone.
is.
Come on.
He's in the book. That's right.
One
Should
strike
be
and
one
he's
and
out.
none. No more. That's it. That's it. No more. Just
and
one.
none.
One
You
and none,
told me
mate.
he's
That's
out.
it.
Yeah, he's out.
But you were telling me
Serial
now he's got 2 more
offenders.
strikes.
That's right. They all get 3 strikes. but that
No.
doesn't-
You
that
said
doesn't-
he's in the book.
You keep
Yeah,
going, mate. You're going to be left with
What
someone like Celine
I-
Gaudry or
yeah,
Alana Kelly, and that's all you
Yeah,
can
he's
have.
in
Oh,
the
mate.
book, but he
jeez.
gets 3 strikes, you fucking moron. Don't you
I-
listening?
Yeah,
Well,
don't you
the
listen,
book is
Pezza? Pezza, you're hopeless. I mean, the Lord of the Rings, how many movies do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like Tony's books. You know, his first series of strikeouts, his second series, his third.
I
you
don't
know
know,
what I mean?
Pezza, mate. I'm an educated man, but geez, I'm confused right now.
I'm confused too. When I heard last week, because I was listening to the race
I
with
thought
the
he
great
was-
man, and he said he's got him too far back. And then he got to the outside, and Tone was a bit up and about. And ran in honest third, and then he goes,
Miles.
Sammy Clipperton's in the book. He's in the book. He's fine.
I don't know, Tone. I thought it was an honest run, mate. He is a get back horse, but the handicapper kind of found him out for that that strong run home. He's
Yeah.
probably about 3 kilos over where he should have been.
Hmm.
I thought it was an honest
Right,
run.
so-
I actually watched it, and whilst it was an honest run, I still tend to agree that it wasn't the best ride.
No.
Whether I would sack
Oh,
the
there was
jockey or
fault with
not,
the
I
ride,
don't
for
know.
sure.
But yeah, I reckon he was probably, if he was that far back, maybe you needed to get him going sooner.
Yeah.
But I mean, the warden has spoken.
The warden has spoken, and I just
Well,
hope that
well,
Barney today
That's right.
could finally put a line through Big Boy Roy, because I
Oh,
know Tone and you, Taz, have a real problem with this horse, and I got no idea why you keep mentioning its name, even though it sounds good, like Big Boy Roy.
Sounds great.
But
Yeah,
Big
sounds
Boy
awesome.
Roy today was absolutely shocking, and fair dinkum, Marto. Did we kid ourselves when we both tipped Skylab at around 6 skins in that race?
I was giggling at the price, mate. How do you get $6 for
I think
Skylab in a race
it was
like that?
illegal, actually. That
Yeah,
paid
it's stealing
$6.
money, isn't it? Boom,
Mate.
boom.
In that field, it should have been an even money to maybe a
Well,
270.
Yeah, I had up around a $2.80 to $3.
Oh, mate.
$6.
And it come from
ridiculous.
last. Absolute Collett takes it around the bend last. And it absolutely, he took off at the right time, thank Christ, because if he
Yep.
didn't, he would have missed. And
So, Tone, you can put Collett into your Bible of jockeys right now, mate.
Yeah.
There's no way he's going in your black book the way he rode Skylab
put it in
today.
your little rainbow book, Tone, because we
The
know
one
you
with
like
the
the
gold
back
cover on.
I'll tell you
It
what, you
opens
can do
up
with
and you
Jason
go,
Collette. He'll be lucky to get a selection.
You don't think
right
you'll back him?
on the horse's eyes tip. No.
Taz, I don't even know your horse last week ran. It was piss poor, and I don't even know what its
Yeah.
name was.
What do you mean you don't even know what its name was?
I don't know.
How could you not even remember? This is how you treat me on this show.
Well,
Do you know that?
well, Kentucky
Seriously.
Casanova, was it any good?
That's the one, KFC. No, it was absolutely terrible. My second pick in a race, the Jumbuck, actually won it. No, it was terrible. There's no way of putting it. KFC was not finger licking good. And if it was, they were sticky, smelly fingers. Let me tell you
It
that.
was in the market
was a-
too,
in the wrong
Kentucky.
role.
Yeah, they did. They backed
bought
it
it
a
in.
bit.
They
They
bought
did.
it in a point,
did.
and
Yeah,
It was the
they did.
real dirty bird.
it was the dirty bird.
Yes, it was. Yeah, no, very disappointing. Very
And-
surprisingly disappointing, but it was. Yeah, no
And
good.
today, of course, the yellow brick was absolutely a Sergeant Slaughter
Oh,
from
yeah, we spoke
Barno.
about
We,
that.
we both got beat today, mate.
Ben Thompson, run up the arses. Which way do I go? I'm just going to go down the rail when no one's winning today and run into more
And then he
arses.
takes
and then-
Vinco there at 26 skins and brains him. It's just bizarre.
Yeah, ridiculous. But yeah, yellow brick. I'm not sacking the horse, but
No,
definitely
not
sacking
at all.
you there.
A very strange horse, green as all grass. It pricked the tears with about 200 to go and exploded. And you just think, I thought we were going to win. Actually, I thought, hang on, he's
It
going
was
to
a
win.
moment. I mean,
But
I
then
said to because I
Fashion
talked
hit
to
you
another
down the
group as well. I
outside,
said, mate,
side neck.
there was no chance, and then it was a chance,
Yeah,
and still gets beat anyway.
unbelievable. Very
Would have been
high
interesting to see
emotion,
the
high emotion tone today.
Oh,
High
It'd be
emotion,
interesting to
don't
see
they?
how the betting in the run would have been in that race, how they would have gone with it. if you're saying it was a chance and not a chance and a chance.
Early
Betting
on,
on a run, the
that's
bookies,
interesting.
yeah,
What,
the bet on a run would have been interesting.
The
I
quality was
wanted him, I
standard, but
wanted
we
him in
had
the
one
forward half of the
today.
field.
Mm.
I wanted him in the forward half of the field, and when he was
Yep.
back, I thought, "Oh shit, he's no chance." And then they come
Well-
off the bench, and he started to find a little bit of room,
Yeah.
and was winding up.
Yeah, yeah,
And I thought, "Hang on a minute, we are a chance here. We're going to get home."
yeah.
And then we run into asses, and then he went right instead of left, and
Yeah.
run down the rail. Oh Jesus! Then we were no chance again.
That's right. But anyway, Marto, talking about no
Magic.
chances, race 10, number 16, Naruto.
No
Sounds like an
chance.
anime character. Tone for it sounds like Naruto.
I like this.
You like this? Oh shit!
J Mac for C, J Waller. Is there anybody better combination in Australia?
Came back on after Nash Rawweller gave him
Lee Berry.
gave him every chance last start on the heavy track though. Like him getting on a drying track with probably a soft 5 at Randwick this week. Little bit up in grade, but it's getting down in weights from the last start second. You can Frank this. You can have a look at this form. Race 5, number 5. I'm going to try and pronounce it for you. Passagiata, number 5, race 5 at Randwick. If that one runs top 2, Narita will not lose this last race at Randwick.
So we double our
Because
bets.
that's the horse that kept him out last time.
Okay. Like it.
So, Marto,
Yes.
if that's the case, what price is that one in the earlier race? Do you know?
Oh, it's a little bit shorter, mate. It's $2.70.
Perfect.
So you reckon if it wins or runs top 2, this thing wins,
top 2,
correct?
I'll say top 2 because it's a funny race.
$2.70.
So-
That's an each
so-
way price for Tone.
So, because you know what I'm thinking, I
Guys,
might,
these units.
You're going to go
I
to
might-
double.
no, I might back the first one because if
Right.
it wins, if it wins, I'm already a winner.
I'll parlay.
Well, it's
And
funny.
then
I
I
said
can
that
wait.
about Yellow Brick.
Oh.
I said if Yellow Brick wins, then Alpine Edge wins the last race, and then they reverse the
happened.
race at the Gold
Yeah.
Coast.
Yeah.
Alpine Edge brains them, and Yellow
Yeah.
Brick
Yep.
didn't.
Yeah. Well,
So
should
we
have.
could be onto something there.
Jeez, I think you're right.
Geez, Tone.
But I
Does
do
anyone?
like Narito with J Mac on.
I do too.
We're gaining with J Mac on instead of Nash Rawiller. And 54.5 kilos. He's not going to know himself.
Tone,
Good
Yep.
draw at grade 7. Perfect map.
can you give us a synopsis of how Taz is going on the Fista on a Saturday? Can you give us a synopsis? Do you know what a synopsis is?
No.
I do.
A synopsis is like a summary, Tone, like a very, very, specific summary, quickly. For example,
S.
4-letter
Dot.
word.
Jaws,
Hey,
shark
dot.
movie.
I.T. There you go.
What's that? What's that?
That's it. You're not
What-
fucking. Get a hearing aid, big boy.
No, I didn't hear you either.
Oh,
Dot.
You
Marto
said I'm
didn't
going-
hear either.
Dot.
He said I'm going poo.
T.
Oh.
Dot. What does that spell?
I still didn't hear it.
Taz,
Gee
explain
whiz,
in
he's-
English.
Okay, Pezza, what
Yeah.
he said
Yes.
is I'm going as good as that log that floats to the top.
T dot I dot what?
He said I'm going terrible. I'm not going to say the word.
Oh.
It's shite without the E.
Oh,
Okay, so it's okay. I don't mind.
Tone,
So am
watch
I.
the
You wa-
German
no, wait.
documentaries about World War II.
Yeah, he does.
Scheisenhausen.
I know. I don't mind you taking the piss and saying that at the moment the Fista is not pulling out its finger. I don't mind that you're bagging me. I don't
I'm not
mind.
bagging you. I'm on the same
No,
level, mate.
not you, not you. But Pezza, I don't mind that because when we get our next 40 subscribers,
Oh,
we'll still be able to see the truth in the
oh,
figures
in Japan,
who
we put the
has-
air through the
and-
back
and
of the
who-
teeth, Marto.
and who has the longest, let's
Yeah.
say, strike rate. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Yes, you're right. I've been going shit.
Mooney
But
Valley,
that'll-
race 9,
that'll
number
change
15. Hennessy Lad.
That's it.
Tazit, that
It
Valley.
does.
Very
It all
weird.
changes. Look, Hennessy Lad will win. It's a mile. It's stepping up. It looks like it's perfectly suited to it. I love the Luke Nolan, Peter Moody combination.
Oh,
I
cool.
mean,
Yeah,
they used
really.
to, and I know that Moody does tend to use a few others.
Marto,
these
how many
days,
wins
but-
have they just
but
clocked
he's-
up? Was it 700
Oh.
wins together?
They're flying. They're
Jim
flying.
Didn't count.
Yeah.
And they-
Look,
amazing.
And Mooney Valley's their best track too.
Right.
This
Look,
competition.
it's drawn a nice gate on the inside.
Beautiful.
Having a look at the race, all the pace is coming from the outside. Now, the fact that this is stepping up to 1600, I wouldn't be surprised if it does push forward a little bit more. And as a result of doing that, then all those other things coming outside, they get caught wide and blah, blah, blah. And then there's hard luck stories. And we just sit just off the pace and just go, bang, thank you very much, close up shop. Moody closes the day with a winner. Everyone here at the Pulty Palmy says, Taz, you're back to normal. Order is restored. Thank you very much. Let the picket fence begin. Thank you. You don't want me
Well done,
talking
Taz.
too much.
Well,
This,
Tone,
this one's going places, mate. I like this one. Moody is very,
Mate.
very bullish about his future as well.
Tone, that took about 17 and a half minutes too long.
Yeah, but that was
I'm
40
surprised, but must be a chance because Taz is staying in Victoria at one of the worst tracks in Australia.
Oh, come on, Tone.
Jockeys just bad, they're corrupt. They're really, really corrupt. And I bet
Mm.
Mooney Valley, they call it, my dad used to call it the beach or the punter's
Hang on.
graveyard.
Hang on.
horrible,
Death Valley.
like Death Valley.
But
You know,
Andy,
Death Valley, yes.
but
If you
it
pick
is.
the wrong
I know.
bias for the race, then you're up shit creek. But I reckon it's
I
going to
tend
run
to agree.
nice and fair this week.
Thanks,
To
Marty.
take-
But Tone, you know how you're saying it's a corrupt place, Victoria, and all this and all that and whatever. Where are all the jockeys get suspended from?
Queensland.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
where else? They're north.
What I'm
They're north of
talking
the
about-
Victorian border.
No, it's
all
because
those-
all your bloody cousins are running all the bullshit in Victoria, so everyone's too scared to say anything because they know what
Is that
happens.
what it is?
Yeah.
Well,
No,
bloody
I
oath, so-
reckon in Victoria, the jockeys.
Honest.
No, I
I'll
don't
tell you
know,
what,
the way they run races, like down there, you won't let you out. They lock you in. Jeez, there's a,
I'll
you know,
give you-
That's
I'll
just
give
a part of the
Mooney Valley.
tactic of racing.
Hang on, isn't
Very
it Tone?
tactical.
no,
Eh?
we've lost
That's what-
all control here now. We just
Sorry, but that's what they do, Tone, in jails. As the warden, you know, you've got to get the top dog doing things, and you know who to lock up, who gets stabbed, who gets waterlogged and stuff. The warden, you know.
yeah.
Oh, the
Not
racing's
Victoria.
great in Queensland too. As Marta will tell you.
What was that show, Tone, that you used to watch with all the women prisoners in it? What was that? You used to love it.
Prisoner.
Wentworth, big boy.
Yeah,
Wentworth.
prisoner. Yeah,
Prisoner.
there you go.
Hey,
You
Where's that?
didn't mind. You used to didn't mind on
Lizzie.
tits, I reckon. Yeah.
no. His favourite was Lizzie.
I bet it was.
You remember Lizzie
Get the teeth out, Liz.
Oh,
and Doreen
oh, what a shocking
Right.
place.
B. Smith?
Yeah, B.
The
Smith. yeah,
definition
yeah.
of hell. There it is right there.
Um,
Golly.
what was the old warden called? What was her name?
Well, Colleen and
Yeah.
Vera. It was Vera, wasn't it?
Yeah,
There was Colleen, who was the other,
yeah,
the nice,
yeah.
I don't know what do they call them, the prison wardens or whatever. There was Colleen. She was
Yeah.
the blonde one, and then there was Vinegar Tits. What was her
Yeah,
name?
she was the one. Might have to start
Vinegar
calling Tone
Tits.
that Vinegar Tits.
Jeez, I don't
Oh,
know.
tell.
Anyway,
Hey,
we
mate,
go.
hey, that's-
We're getting off point now because Tones has
Well,
completely
okay.
hoodwinked that whole segment. All I wanted to say
Vinegar
was about the
Tits.
racing, Bardo. Jai McNeil has now come back from Hong Kong. I reckon he's grown as a jockey, if that's at all possible. And I tell you
Paula?
what, if you see Jai McNeil riding for Mar Eustace at the moment, just load up.
I tell you what, Frosty Lane's come back too.
Yeah.
He's had his
Come
run
over
in
to Japan,
Japan.
of course. Yeah.
They run another Group 1.
Yeah.
He's had his run in Hong Kong. He won another Group 1.
Yeah.
And now he's got a book of rides at Pakenham, and then he's off on the weekend to Mooney Valley again.
I reckon Jai's come back a better jock, and
Yeah,
I think he
definitely.
was always
What?
good at rating horses, but Jesus Christ, he looks good now for a Mar Eustace, I tell you. I've
Yeah.
backed the last three of them, they've all won.
Who's the South Australian chick that's come back as well? She was in Singapore though, wasn't she? I'm trying to think. There was a South Australian lady as well.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to find her name. But you reckon
come
Jai
back to that later.
McNeil's come? You reckon Jai's come back better? So
Yes.
for
Yeah.
so long you were hanging shit on him,
Yeah.
and now he's come back better.
Yes.
Yeah,
And here we are, all right, taking the piss out of Tone because of his warden tactics, and you're doing cartwheels, just
Yes.
recycling jockeys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know, I don't like that Jai McNeil, blah blah blah. Oh, he's come back better
I'm
now.
talking
Have a
through
look
my
at him.
pocket.
Oh, jeez. We'll start
And
playing
Mike
billiards.
Tone
with
at the moment, I've got a sore hip.
He's a bloody fair weather bloody supporter. He is, Pez.
Oh,
him. He is. He is,
That's what he
isn't he?
does. You see?
How can I be a
don't
fair
bet
weather
in
supporter? I
Queensland.
back from North
No.
Melbourne.
Fucking
Come
up
on.
there in Queensland with his pin back. You know.
What about
I know.
Marno? We know the Queensland
Well,
jocks have
you
just
know,
been done
bullshit.
for bloody tipping to the biggest punter in bloody the world.
Tommy Berry's not a Queensland jock though, is he?
No. The couple were banned.
What's his name? Jack Martin was one of them, and the
Yeah.
other one was the lady. She was related to Tommy Berry though, wasn't she?
Yeah, sister-in-law.
Yeah. Oh, well, they're keeping it in the family. Everyone's got to have a bit of the cake.
We needed some help in the quaddie. We've gotten rid of Marto finally today. Bad luck, mate, in the first leg. You went 3, which was very admirable. And of course, we leave out the one that always poisons us in Brooks Bar.
Bloody Brooks by the bastard keeps getting me. Well,
Yeah.
he did run second, third, and fourth, but that doesn't pay in a quaddie.
Lukey Mullen, please
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to me when I give you a tip. The great man, Ando, there we go. Who we got now? We got Woodsy.
Yeah, Woodsy wants to come
The
back.
captain, there he is, champion.
And Woodsy,
And then-
as you're going through them, Pez, there's a new segment that we should get on, and I think I'm working on it behind the scenes, and that is
Sorry.
get to know the Palmy. So,
Oh, yeah.
so we'll try to get one from the Palmy on, and maybe do some, quick fire questions with a Palmy pirate or whatever one of them, and we can just ask them 5 questions. Best win, boom.
Yeah, yeah.
Best jockey, bang.
Right.
And at the end,
Yep.
best person on Palty. We know who
Oh.
they're going to say every time.
Oh.
Tone, every time.
Every time
They
they're
will.
just going to give
Every
it to the
time.
well, respect
will.
the
That's not
elderly,
a bad
though,
concept. I
surely.
like that.
Yeah, every time.
They're never.
Isn't it great to see Barney won Best Actor at the Golden Globes? Well done, Barney. Good job. Jeffrey Dahmer, absolutely spectacular result.
Dundee, good on you.
Um,
Well
I'm
done.
a bit upset he didn't thank me in the speech, but anyway, well done, Barney.
He thanked me last week just because of a
Gee.
songbird that I gave him. Only 17
Yeah.
skins.
Lukey
But we
Mullen, the
won't go
chieftain,
back and
came
talk
back.
about that.
Ash was only here for a week, which is just sad. Me
Poor
and him
Ash.
have got a
That's it.
problem in Hong Kong with the Colonel. Well found last night, Marty. You found one around the great man Willow. We're not too sure if he's still Marto, but I miss Willow. I know he's in purgatory. He's in Facebook jail again, the poor man. So we're expecting him
again?
back in March.
Oh, dear, oh dear.
Is that how long he got?
Yeah. Anyway,
Tone, can you
Oh,
organise
they're
something?
They're just targeting him by the sound of it.
well, we're very exciting now. We're very excited today because we've got a couple of boys in from up Marto's way, FNQ, and these blokes, like seriously, Tone, I know you've got hands, like surgeon, as you haven't done a hard day's work, in your life. Like
Oh, right, yeah.
you wouldn't know what a callus is. But these boys, mate, these are manly men. These boys, Marto, yeah.
Yes, they are.
Are they manly?
We go. We got the twins.
Hey,
Oh,
We got the
two for the
Playgirl magazine. They both got the shirt top off. One's
Yeah.
round behind the other, reaching around. Hey, let's look at twins in Cairns, these two boys.
Oh, they're the best.
Wait.
Geordie and Lukey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the twins, they own a couple of horses up there, Modernism, Annie.
They do all right too.
Yeah, they've got a very successful syndicate, one that actually has money in the bank. So,
Yeah. Pez, I'm just looking at the numbers,
yeah,
but they've got 5.
I'm not
So
going to
not-
argue. I'm not going to argue with these boys.
No. I don't have a problem with 5.
Yep.
But what it tells me is that one twin is the dominant one,
Ah,
because
Maybe
the
they
normal
both
thing to
agreed
do
on the
is
same
go
one.
have 2 each,
Jeez,
and
don't
then
know.
I
Who
reckon
is it?
one of
Who
them
do you
is the
reckon,
dominant.
Marto? Who would you
Who
give
is
that
the
to?
dominant twin? That's what I'm trying to get at. Some
Jeez,
food for
Marto.
thought there.
Oh,
no,
Is
no.
there a dominant twin?
oh, mate, they're pretty close, eh?
They
Okay.
are, they are. You can't keep them apart, to be
You
honest.
can't keep them apart either. No, they work the same shift. They go fishing. They're geez, they're good kids. They're good blokes. Love a Hong Kong
Yeah.
bet too, the boys.
Well,
Anyway, they've got 4, 5, 9, 10, and 11 in the first leg. We haven't got a video because we did ask them pretty late tonight, but I'm sure once they win the first leg this week, they kick us away. I'm sure we'll be able to get a video of them off, throwing a couple of lures in, Tone, looking for a barra.
love a barrel.
Absolutely.
I keep saying to the twins, just get a couple of GoPros. I might come back and buy one for them and just get them out there because I tell you what, the Australians, they love watching a bit of fishing on the old YouTube, and these boys are old Aussie mates. If you ever, they've got old souls, the boys, if you know what I mean. And gee, they love a little tipple, don't they, Marto?
They certainly do. They love a little drink.
I'll tell one story. I'm not sure who it was. It was Geordie or Lukey, but I remember working at the casino back in 2017 when I come back for a year with my kids, Tony. And I tell you what, I was saying to Geordie, "Where's your brother?" He goes, "Oh, you better go into the toilets and make sure he's alive." He was having a shower and he was just that hungover that he was. Oh, anyway, he was having a shower in a break between 20 minutes just to wake himself up and make sure he's all right. But God, he looked secondhand that night. I'm not sure which one it was, but anyway, Pezza. Any thoughts, Marto, on the first league? You think they're okay?
I reckon they got it covered. I sort of looked at Lekvate, but
Yeah.
but it went 1600 last start, and it just looked too much.
Right.
This is 1600 again, so probably leave it out. I'm agreeing with these 4, 5, 9, 10, 11. I like the numbers.
Yeah. I reckon it's a tough race to start too because it's about 10 on the field, but I reckon. It's not 10 away, it's about 6. 4, I think the favourite's what, $4 in it, Taz?
Yeah, it is. It's a banana queen.
Yeah, so yeah, Tinny Winnie, I reckon that's the go for them because I don't mind a tinny, the boys.
Yeah.
Pairs, I've got this covered. Don't worry, boys. It's a tough race as well. 1, 4, 6, and 11. Kanazawa for Tone. We know that he loves the Blue Butler, and this horse absolutely won third up actually, but it had a little bit of a freshen up before its last run. Absolutely brained him with Zach Lloyd in the saddle. Not too sure where Zach is at the moment. He might be suspended. But anyway, Dylan jumps on. We're not losing a lot there, are we, Marto? Frumos I had to throw it in just because of the Waller. 4th up. You know I love him 4th up. At one last start, looked like it was going to run past him and just smash. But it actually just got the bob. So it was a bit plain to the eye, but again, I've got to throw it in. I'm really keen on Tazarao, trial well, first up. Karen McAvoy,
Don't lie.
Snowden.
Sorry, Pezza, don't lie. The only reason that you like it is because of the name. Don't give any skills.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't give any skills. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. So don't talk shit. That's it. That's the only reason.
Oh, what about my son's name, Noah, Jason Noah, and Ipswich on Wednesday,
40 bucks.
46 skins.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Noah. Anyway, and I've gone Go Troppo because, of course, keeping the Cairns theme with the twins and Marto, that's what we used to do. We used to go to Troppo's, the old nightclub, which was an absolute, it was a prison. And,
I'm not sure you'd have any other reason to pick it, though.
No, it was you
wondering.
watch its last start, it absolutely had no chance and it ran on from nowhere. And no, it was a slaughter. So
right.
And it's one of those horses that can come and knock them out at a price. So I was going to go West of Africa, but Spiritualized sort of got beaten today, which beat West of Africa last start. So that sort of put me off West of Africa from the Brisbane form. But they don't put a line through Go Troppo. It was a really hard luck story last run.
All right. I'm going to say, too, if you're taking trifectas and first fours, put Nikki Fling in that 3rd and 4th place. Just as possible. Can't see her winning, but she might run into 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you and Taz like bend the knee as well. You always.
Yeah, I do, but I do. I think it's a chance, but it's pretty simple because I did spend some time up in Cairns, and Taz was unreal when he was going to Troppos. All right, that's all.
Thanks.
It wins. There's your Cornella. There's your Cornella, boys.
Taz
Thanks, Pezza. Yeah. Thanks. That's it. It's just the way they've named that horse.
Yeah,
is they wanted Taz unreal, but they didn't want 2 words, so they did it that way. But anyway.
Yeah.
All right, my leg. Are you ready or are you done?
I think Tazarel. Have you seen the breeding of Tazarel?
That's all we got time for tonight. We'll see you next week.
But hang on, I haven't, but it would be by I Am Invincible for sure. Eh?
No.
Out of a I don't know, a Tarzino mare or something.
No. It's out of there's no I in team out of full of shit.
So
Taz, I think we might come back for your leg of the queen because we'll run out of time. Is that all right?
All right. Yeah, no problem. All good.
You got 40 minutes to fill.
That's what I mean. All good.
All right, here we go, Tone. We're back, and we're a little bit worried because on Zoom, and when you don't pay for it, Tone, because I don't use my university Zoom account here because we never know
Oh.
who's watching.
Might
But
not be
I'm a
good
bit
idea.
scared. I'm a bit scared, Tone. What do you reckon? What's the odds with Taz talking about his quaddy leg? We got 40 minutes.
Look.
War and peace.
No. Look, I'll give you some time. So
Go on
what
with the
I'll try to
wind.
do
We
is-
need an intermission, Tone.
Pezza, I will try to wrap it up in 32. So just I'll
Very
start there.
kind,
That way,
Leonardo,
yeah. Well,
very
that way you
kind.
can get Pezza can get his tip in. We
Oh,
can
yeah.
then come back to me and talk to me again about just
Yeah.
life in general.
Yeah.
You know, I've got the top on the TM today. You know what that is?
Oh.
Totally magic. It's not because of my initials, but it's totally magic.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go with it.
Oh.
All right, you ready? So, top weight Bullfinch. Seriously, this horse is well and truly overdue for a win. And I think maybe this is its race. So it goes in straight up, nice and simple. Maybe once it does, it goes to the paddock. Bold Mac. Well, this one, I'm a bit surprised because it's a Waller horse. And I know that you boys were talking about Waller and J-Mac and when doesn't it happen? Well, Bold Mac doesn't have J-Mac on it because J-Mac's gone to the top weight. So it'll be very interesting. But
Yeah, he's got
it's
the
got a
old
great,
combination.
yes, he has, but it's got a great second up record. It's quick backup. So Bold Mac goes in.
I'd love to
Star
see the
Sparks,
stats. I'd love to see the stats on the Waller horses, Marto, when they win after third,
Without-
fourth up. It's amazing, isn't it? Like, when they're third and fourth up, they just rock hard, aren't they? And they win at any price.
You're right. You're right.
Sorry, Taz.
No, you're right. Star Sparks goes from benchmark 78.
Tone, I was
to 88,
watching Gone with the
drops-
Wind then, mate, and there was an intermission.
Oh,
and I woke
dear.
up and
Gee
then Taz
whiz.
wasn't
It's
talking, so I thought I might be
Listen.
able to jump in.
Hey, don't. Are you still going again? Excuse me. All right. If you're going to go buy popcorn, can you please leave the theatre now? All right. It's my
Yeah.
stage. You bought tickets for this, and so have the Palty Palmy.
Oh,
So Star Sparks goes from a benchmark 78 to 88, drops
Righto.
5
Go.
kilos as a
I reckon
result.
that's how we
and
lost
can
2
win.
subscribers.
Hey, do you want to know who the 2 subscribers were? Totally and Magic. They were both me.
Sorry, mate. Star Sparks, massive chance. Timmy
Star
Clark,
Sparks,
wow,
massive
Waterhouse
chance.
spot.
Absolutely, Waterhouse spot. It is stepping up in class, but I think the 1600 will suit. And down the bottom, my knockout chance.
Ooh,
Akahiro coming back from
hey,
Queen.
go to
It's
Jubilee.
coming back in distance, and I think it was racing. Was it racing in Queensland, and it's come back down to New South Wales? But
Hazy
I've got
might
to
be
throw
on.
in.
Hazy might be on tone on the Japanese.
I've got to
name,
throw one in.
Could
So,
be.
Aki
you know why
Sport.
Hazy backs? You know why Hazy backs Japanese horses?
No.
To make you guys happy.
Oh,
That's the only reason.
oh,
Seriously,
you should have heard
he-
last week,
he
Tone,
has-
when
he-
Hokkaido won. You felt like he was like
See?
Rocky
How happy were
Balboa
you?
versus Mr.
How-
T. You wanted to punch someone
Nice
out.
price.
How happy were you though?
Oh,
how
yeah,
happy
we
were
were
you?
both happy because it won, but
Yeah,
Tone, that was
well,
going to be his titanium tip Hokkaido, but he went to Tony B.
Yeah. Thanks, Sammy Clipperton.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So you're not going to go with Tony B again or anything like that. Surely
No.
you'll find a nice
No.
home and bet. You wouldn't do anything silly.
Tone
Because
never
yeah. But anyway, they're my 4. Now, do you want me to keep talking? Because I've still got another 22 minutes.
I think Marno's fallen asleep.
Sorry, Marto.
Yeah,
Wake
you're
up,
done.
mate.
Mm.
Done.
Yeah, I
1,
like the
5,
topic
7,
here.
10.
With J Mac on the topic here, you may as well have an apprentice on because he's going to ride the same way. The only thing I might add is Bazooka. If the track stays a soft riding, I don't mind Bazooka with Dylan Gibbons on.
I saw that.
I
But
think
the
it's
An
only-
old ghost of
the only-
mine, that one, Marto.
The,
Jesus,
the only way I could put a bazooka in is if I stuck it up Tony's backside and went, "Oh, Tony, you big bazooka!" 'Cause I know you love it.
Just remember, guys, I
don't-
mentioned Bazooka, all right?
Yeah,
Well,
I nearly put it in.
Yeah,
I nearly did.
I think
What
that's
about the
just
old
a great map.
Nazi? You missed out the Nazi.
Yeah,
Which one?
I know, I
Footballers
know.
on board.
Tony,
Max
yeah.
Snell.
Which one? Which
Max
one, sir?
Snell.
Max Snell.
Max Snell.
Oh,
No,
that's the own Max Snell and bazooka. Tone, I think you've just
Oh,
poisoned.
there we
I think you've just poisoned me, Tone.
No, I'm not tipping it. I'm just saying, how come you left it out? Because it's one of yours, isn't it?
No, I haven't.
No?
No.
No,
So that's
I've
one of
stayed
yours,
away.
one of ours. Yeah, we like it.
Oh,
But I don't know. Look, it's someone's got to make a decision about quaddies, and my decision was to go to Sydney. Now it's up to you guys to make sure that you get your first 2 legs in. You get
Tone,
those in, I'll
Tone,
be there.
he's still talking about his quaddy leg. Isn't he?
You're
Like,
missing
fair
it.
dinkum. Fuck
You want me to tell you a little story?
No,
I'll tell
heard a
you.
little bitty about Taz and his quaddy leg. Yeah, no.
About Jack and Diane. I went and saw him when he was down here. John Cougar was awesome,
Oh.
even before he was
Oh.
mowing camp. Anyway, next up.
Tone, you got the final leg, big boy. 310,
Here
11,
we
and
go.
16. And Mardo reckons you've got the winner here. So
Absolutely.
we're a chance.
yeah. So, Rocket Tiger. That's got to be an omen, isn't it? Rocket Tiger.
Mm.
Unbelievable. Yes. Rocket Tiger.
For all the palmy that don't know, Tone is an insipid scumbag Richmond supporter.
Only because we keep winning all the flags. But, yeah. Anyway, yes, I'm not a trader, though. I'm not a trader. I don't live in Richmond and barrack for Carlton. So,
Oh, don't keep Razor out of this, mate.
you know, like Pezza is right up behind Razor, like he's tailgating him, like that track.
He is.
The old
He
movie
does.
Jewel. But, you know, I'm going to be sensible. Thrown in Stromboli. It's a new year. Tommy's pardoned. Tommy's pardoned. He's on
Oh,
Stromboli
the
at
warning.
21 skins. You know, big
Yeah.
chance, big chance.
Really?
Wow.
I think you've been eating too many Strombolis recently, mate. Maybe you're on a bit of a sugar
That was
rush.
about to take long service, then, don't you?
Maybe you
One
need some sugar to remember what you're talking about.
4 skins,
Come
and I've chucked
on.
in the favourite. Nalito, we're with the Japanese over here. J Mac, a decent jockey on board.
Yep.
Good trainer, 350. Should win this, but and Mardo's, he threw out something there that stuck in my mind now. Earlier, Mardo said munitions, and I'm going to have to throw that in my own leg of my quaddie. I'm not saying to put it in,
Oh,
but I'm going to chuck it in
you're
my
gonna-
leg.
Yes,
Tone,
I
Tone.
was just taking the piss, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Can
But
play.
you know what, Tone? Who do you reckon is the late night tough guy out of the group? Who do you reckon it is?
Oh,
I reckon it could be Pezza. Pezza,
Oh.
you're a bit of a late night tough guy, aren't you?
oh.
Uh,
Mardo,
I love
what
the
have we
name of the
done?
horse.
What have we
Eh?
done?
The late night tough guy.
yeah, that.
Eh?
Yes, you've got
Could
him there.
get the late
Jockey's
night
on-
tough guy.
Oh,
Classic
mate, I thought you'd be on something
Invisible
stupid
Kiss.
like Boom Boom Basil or like Big Boy Roy or fucking
We
hell.
know you like that.
or he goes with an invisible kiss and his magic
Oh.
hands.
Or,
Don't listen to them,
he's right
Tone. I
down
reckon
the
you're all
bottom
over it,
because
mate.
Tony-
I'm saying you got the winner there with the Rito for reasons I mentioned, and the danger in this race is probably Rocket Tiger if it gets a good kick.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, Cuddy, don't worry about
Yep.
that. It was first up.
Oh,
Absolutely
short,
amazing.
sharp burst, but
Anyway,
it's got Alicia Collin on. It's not national.
Okay.
this time. So,
And
Yeah.
Tone, it's a wonder you didn't go down the bottom to number 18 because to me, mate,
Twice as-
special.
yeah.
As
Oh, that would be a Commodore song too.
Twice
You're
as-
once, three times a lady.
Yeah.
Twice
Good.
as
Tone,
special.
I'm taking the piss, mate. You know, I'm basically saying you got something wrong with you.
I know
What?
that.
You're twice as special as most.
And it takes one to know one. So, yeah.
Well,
that's
I'm a
right.
big fan of euphemisms.
How did you?
Fan.
Hey, when you guys were out last weekend together,
Yes.
did anyone sort of come over and say who's the carer?
Ah,
You know,
No,
to try to
no,
work it out.
no.
Did they come over and say that?
No.
Who's the carer?
No, the police stopped us in Japan and asked us, "Are we okay?" And
Yeah.
we said, "Yeah." And we, you know, basically the police said, "Safety in numbers. You two, twice as special people, look after each other," and we did.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's really nice.
yeah.
And did you lick each other's ice creams and stuff like that?
Oh no, we
Oh,
did we did hook a couple of fingers in the belt buckle, like walking along there, like we looked pretty close. But that was when Hokkaido won, Tone.
Oh,
Tone-
we're champion,
'cause-
legend.
so Tone would have had the limp because as you were going, and Pezza, you would have had the twitch. Is that the way it works?
Yeah. All right, Tone. The titanium. Here we go.
He was
Actually-
stiff last week though. Terrible ride. Super stiff.
Actually, I don't know why that hasn't changed, but it's $32 for 10%. Don't worry about those. The 20 for 5, that's all wrong. So 32 is the right price for 10%. 16 for 5. Get in the queue. There we go.
Tone, you'd have
Nice.
to be on something like titanium power this week, wouldn't you?
Oh, it's in
So-
Mardo. Yes. You're
I thought we made a
Big
rule
wide
that when
then.
titanium
Yeah,
power
we
was
did,
running,
we did.
that's the titanium
did.
tip.
Yes.
You mean it's not?
no.
What have you done?
Hey Taz, I've got a really bad feeling about Tone's tip because I think Tony B's running around again. So
No,
know,
no.
I know he's
he-
twice as special, but he's not that special, surely.
No, and you know what?
What?
He's not Mr. Dependable, so he wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Because somebody maybe twice as special might, but I don't reckon he's that special. I reckon he's got something there somewhere in a very, very dark corner.
And look, honestly, I reckon
Yeah.
let's see because Tone could be
Okay.
first in line. He
All
could
right.
be first in line.
All right. Here we go, Tone. Here we go, big boy. What do we got? Titanium, mate?
There we go. Tony B. Ramwick Race 4, number 9.
Oh,
Absolute. There you go.
oh,
Tommy
Hey.
Berry on board.
oh,
The Tommy Berry Waller combination.
oh.
$6 last week. Absolutely the worst ride in Australia. Sammy Clipperton. He had it that far back. It was almost on the Victorian bloody New South
Ooh.
Wales border. Shocker. Now I know there's back and there's back, and he had it back. Absolutely, he wasn't riding for the trainers. He wasn't riding for the punters and the owners. It was a shocker. I would not let him ride Tony B again. Absolutely, never.
Are you Tone?
I'm in
You
shock,
know that
Mardo.
Pezza, you know Pezza doesn't pay for the slides, and I know Pezza complains that he does a lot of work. So by tipping the same horse twice, you're not really saving him work. You know that.
It changed
You know what I
price
mean?
too from $6.50 to $6.
Gee whiz! How did you get? Look, in all honesty, Tone, I've got a little puzzle because I didn't know that you were going to go with it, and I sang a little song last weekend about it. But this weekend, I'm in your corner because
Oh.
could Tony be Mr. Dependable this weekend? First in line, like a Helene leading star.
Oh,
Could that be you? Could it?
Oh God, the pressure's on. Oh dear, oh dear.
I got the.
The thought process, Tone, was there any behind it at all? Was there just, you just thought like, oh, fuck it, I'll just go the same horse as last week? Like,
Well, you've got an experienced jockey on there. He's been pardoned. It's a new year. It's 2023. You don't put
Been
idiots
pardoned.
on it like
You know he's about to
Oxygen
take him on
bandits like
service
last
leave for
week.
13 months.
Yeah.
he's gone for the year.
Yes. Well, that's why he's going to win
That's
because
what
he's
he's
trying to cash up.
He's got to
He's
put
trying to
cash in his
cash up.
pocket to take the
I know.
year off.
And I've
Yeah.
I've never heard Sam Clifford not being called a non-experienced jockey.
Oh, my Lord.
Golly.
So he's an oxygen bandit. Think, count boy.
Oh,
Did you go to school or what? Like,
oh,
come on.
anyway.
That's it.
Okay, right. Pez, I've gone. I could have went to WA because I've got about 6 live chances in WA this week. Fasiski and the Platinum Queen or whatever, the Velvet Queen, and
Oh,
the
boy.
Spruker's back. She's a Charmer's back, one of my favourites in WA. It's all happening
Where
in
have
West
you
Australia
gone?
this weekend, but no. Pez has gone a little bit strange and a little bit of a razor flavour here, boys.
What are you
Oh,
talking
cool.
about? Hang on. Is it
Boyfriend,
razor
yeah,
flavour
hey.
or is it tone flavour?
No.
Piggyback style.
Race 2, number 2. Now, this is about 11 o'clock your time, Taz. I don't want you to miss out. So set the alarm
You're-
for 11 a.m.
You're betting in New Zealand.
Absolutely. And
So
I've,
hang on,
I've used my VPN to go onto New Zealand tab and I've found a price. It's $4.50, and that's what made me bet. This is race
who
2,
else
number
bet-
2. Testify Me. This sounds like a horse that the poultry farmie could get behind, because we've all probably got legal problems.
Testify Me.
Now,
You're just piggy.
it deserves a
Poor
win.
horse.
It's had Lisa McDonald on its own. I think it's a girl. I'm not sure. She might be non-binary. She might be no pronoun. I don't know what she is, or he, or whatever they want to call the jockey, but it's been slaughtered twice already. Now, you think Clipperton gave Tony B a bad ride. You should watch this last ride. Oh, my God. She's taken it to the worst part of the track, which was a swamp in New Zealand, and it's absolutely made up 28 lengths. That's how much behind she was, Tone. And it was a $3.70 favorite. And you think that I don't remember because I didn't have a crack at it? I did. And I wrote in my comments, get on next start, load up everything you've got if a senior jockey goes on, Tony. Now, I know you're a very, very learned man. Kevin Bohoran, what's his nickname, Tone?
Wouldn't have a clue.
The Mauritian
No idea.
Magician.
Is it?
The
Is it?
Mauritian Magician, Tony.
KB
From
is
Mauritius.
the
he's
Mauritian
coloured.
magician.
Okay, so he's from across there. All right.
He's got
So,
beautiful brown skin, Tony, yes. And he's gone on. It's his third ride for this trainer. He was riding in Melbourne, not very well. His brother's an apprentice over in New Zealand, killing it. So Kev's gone over to be the big brother, to show the young bloke how to do it. And he's going to do it this week on Testify Me.
Kevin, is this bloke's ridden in Victoria?
Yes, he is a Melbourne jockey.
Yes.
Mm.
I've heard of
Seriously?
him
Where?
mentioned.
Yes.
Mauritian magician.
The
Where did he
Mauritian
ride
Magician.
it? Where did he ride it? Yay?
He won the
Alexandria? At
Ararat,
Druin?
the Ararat Bowl. He
That's
won.
right. Ararat, I think
Oh
he's been
my
around Geelong
goodness.
a couple of times.
Taz,
That's
I'm surprised
incredible.
you don't know.
No, I don't. But he's obviously riding for a leading trainer in New Zealand. Is that right? She's obviously a
100%
gun.
No,
I've never heard of her either.
no, she's got a very small team, but don't worry, Testify Me's her best. And she's got 2 runners on the day, actually. In race 9, she's got another. I've already got the double on, Tone. Kev's on the next one. He's going to ride 2 winners this week. He's going to show his young apprentice brother, I am the Mauritian Magician.
I would have thought you would have gone over, looked for a Dean Yendall ride or something like that, or a Jake Bayless or someone. But you know what?
Now-
What I can't understand is
Now,
how you're piggybacking Tone. You are piggybacking
No.
Tone. You can't find a winner in Melbourne. Let's
Yeah.
go to New Zealand.
No,
Let's go.
no,
and you
no.
know what?
I'm
Hang on a tick.
piggybacking
Hang on.
Razor.
I
I'm
love
piggybacking Razor because
Razor. So yeah,
I
Razor's
reckon
told
Razor's
you
going to
this.
tip this horse this week on
Yeah, that's
his
right.
page.
Oh,
gonna give
you've
me
already
even
had
more
word
confidence.
with Razor.
Yeah.
See, that's getting inside information from elsewhere.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to tip
Yeah.
on his own now because he's had a win, which he
Yeah.
shouldn't really get it because the
Skylab's, hey
races
mate,
were
it's cancelled
cancelled
and
last
Blizzard's
that
bullshit.
day.
Yeah. Well done.
You
You
know?
tell him, Tone. He's
Yeah,
waiting.
no,
What's happened?
He's
You know what's
cheating.
happened?
He's cheating,
Has
Taz,
he-
but we'll let him have it. We'll let him have
He's
it.
been stalking. He's been stalking Razor. He's
Of
been
course.
stalking him, and Razor
Oh,
said,
yes.
"Listen, Pezza, I'll leave you alone.
I'm
All right?
only stalking
Or
in the
leave me
eyes of
alone
the
if-
law.
Pezza." He said to you, didn't he? He said, "Pezza, if
I'm
you
on-
leave me alone, I'll give you a little quiet tip
Yeah,
that you can put on Polty before I put it on my page,
yeah.
and that way,
I tell
when
you
it
what,
wins,
Saturday morning,
people
I'm
will
gonna
think
wake
it's all
up and I'm
about
sure
you.
Razor's tipped it. So everybody load up because Testify Me is going to pay for the day because
Razor, don't do it, mate. Even if you like it, don't put it on there just in case. All right, Pez has got the poison out. Don't do it.
I tell
Let
you
it win
what,
for him.
I
Let
tell
it
you
win
what, we're
for
a
him.
chance. We're a chance this week, Tone, to line up because these prices are all in the market and they're all supported. So you just never know. We might be a sneaky chance to get a Yankee absolutely flying. You never know. Let's hope so anyway.
Could be the day.
Could
Be
be
the
the
day.
day.
Could be.
And I
Barney's
tell you what,
waiting for
when Testify Me means at 11 o'clock Taz's time, I tell you what, I'm going to be absolutely over the moon. I'm going to be doing cartwheels. And to
I'll be
see
on
a
my
bloke
way
who's
out.
about 115 keg try to do a cartwheel, it's going to be hilarious.
11 o'clock my time. I'll be up in the car getting ready, putting the balls in the boot, heading off to Monash Uni for another practice match.
Perfect.
So we've got a 1 and 3 o'clock game. So that'll be perfect
And the
for me.
car will
I'll be listening
veer
to that.
into the Dirty Bird and pick up some KFC. So
I
Casper
won't.
over Taz.
No, I won't. I'm off to
Tone?
KFC at the moment.
Tone, but I'd just
Really?
like to say to the Polty Palmy, the Polty Army, how good of blokes that you and me are. Like, we're going to win them money early, right? So I'm going to win them
Yeah.
money, 9 o'clock Japanese time, 10 o'clock Mardo time, 11 o'clock Taz time. Don't worry, they're already in the queue. You're going to get them picked away in race number 4. Then they've got to wait till about 22 hours later to put a bet on Mardos and then dickheads at Mooney Valley.
Mardo,
Hello.
how? Let's get the other side. Mardo, how good are we when these two blokes, okay, send people broke at breakfast, all right, and then
Yes.
keep throwing out tips on the page that are
Yeah, leave
sending
it up to us to pull
the
them out of
rest
the
of.
poo.
That's right. They're going to look for us
Yeah.
too at numbers 15 and 16. Go
Oh,
bang bang.
The get out,
Oh,
get out
lightweights.
stakes.
Yeah,
Dreaming, eh?
that's it.
Thanks.
Could
Boys,
you
it's always
imagine?
a pleasure. It's always magical how much little we put into this, but still tend to speak for so long. It's great to be back.
And you play-
A bit shattered about last weekend with the abandoned races at the Gold Coast, but it's nice to see Skylab get up today from good old Pez and Mardo, and Mardo Yellow Brick
But the way.
will never forget.
Oh, yes. Cheated.
Let's hope Taz
Got
gets
any-
back on board. The Chocky Wheel, Taz, any words?
Yeah, it's spinning. It's going to be ready to go. There's
Last
actually
week-
some.
Last week we were
Oh,
abandoned
last
because
week-
of tumbleweeds.
Yeah, we were. We had one runner, which was disappointing, but surprisingly, some of those runners are running tomorrow
Right.
because there's good racing in South Australia tomorrow as well. So
Okay.
Are the
So
dogs running
there's-
around? It's the only good racing
no.
in South Australia is the dogs, isn't it?
no, Gawler Greyhounds. Jeez, don't be like that. They're not bad, the Greyhounds there though, but no, that's Thursday night. It used to be, isn't it? But no, there's Gawler racing tomorrow. There's Flemington racing tomorrow. It's actually I think there's even the Sunshine Coast.
Mm,
So there's good racing. I'm surprised right around the country.
mm.
So yeah, I'll be. Do you want me to throw out a few specials tomorrow just for the sake of it?
Yeah, I could throw up a bet thread for you, mate. I'm sure, people would be pretty excited to, build up, fill up for Saturday morning at around 11 o'clock.
Well, and the
Eastern
beauty of it is
Standard Time.
I'll try. All right, I'll tell you what. I'll put up some for South Australia tomorrow
Mm.
because worst comes to worst, when they go arse up,
Mm.
then your breakfast bonuses will hopefully pick them up.
But
And
I
if they
just-
don't,
Now, Tone, I know you tried to hide your tips in New Zealand. You didn't really, promote. I'm telling people to set their alarm. Don't miss it.
Get up and get on.
Right.
Anything
Right.
else, boys, before we go?
I noticed
Molly
the VRC
Meldrum.
are trying to shake up the Group 1 racing in spring. Have we got time to talk about that, or are we going to leave it alone?
What's that?
The VRC are trying to shake up the spring racing in Victoria. They want to spread it out. They want a Group 1 race every weekend for 3 months.
Mardo, I don't agree with moving the Cox Plate from where it is.
You
I
don't
think
like it?
that's a
No.
tragedy.
It's going to that's going to be on the
Leave
last
it as
weekend of
it is.
spring now.
I
Because,
won't do it. You reckon they'll do it?
Our hard luck story in the Cox Plate this year actually won the Melbourne Cup. And I don't think that would have happened if the Cox Platers ran after the Melbourne
No,
Cup.
but that's the idea,
Yeah.
to get those Cox Plate runners out of the Melbourne Cup and get the true 2-milers in there instead of just the 2,000 and 2,400 metre runners.
See, I reckon it's all bullshit because Cox Plate's an invitational race. So,
Well, it is. It is.
if you don't want them there, you don't.
It also allows
They got-
your
they got
Group 1
discretion,
sprints
they've got
in
discretion.
Victoria.
Mm.
It allows your Group 1 sprints in Victoria to run and be one, and then those horses still be eligible to run in the Everest because they're not a week apart anymore.
Yeah, I understand about the
Yeah.
Everest, but you're
I think
all
that's
about
pros and
you're all about the Everest. So
How do you reckon it will go with the invites, the overseas though? Will it encourage more to come here or not? That's my
They're already out
question.
of
Is
season
that-
when
is
they
there-
come. They're already out of season when they come, so I don't think it's going to matter to them.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the setup. I like the way that it goes. Caulfield Cup, Cox Plate,
yep,
Yeah.
Melbourne Cup.
Because
I
that's
really
tradition.
like it.
tradition.
Yeah, it is tradition, but it's also. I think I said it in one of the shows ages ago. When you've got a Cox Plate favourite,
Mm.
pre-post favourite that runs in the Caulfield Cup. You know,
Yep.
I've always liked it, and it's sort of something that's worked for me with the formula and the way that I punt. But I don't know.
I think you'll still be able to
Traditional or
have
not,
that
but-
because the Caulfield Cup will be running 2 or 3 weeks prior to the Cox Plate now, maybe even
But
longer.
then when you win the Caulfield Cup, hypothetically,
Yep.
then you've got a decision to make, and that is, do you go to the Melbourne Cup or do you go to the Cox Plate?
Yeah, see, that's what I
Because
think.
can you back it
It
up?
makes the
I mean, is
decision
that
easier because you've got
does it though?
your Caulfield Cup. What's that? 2,400,
Yeah.
and then you're trying to
Yeah.
stretch a horse out over another 800 meters to go 3,200,
Yeah.
or you can go back to the Cox Plate at 2,000 meters.
Yeah. You
know?
think it's a good idea? You think it's not about?
I think there's pros and cons. I think that's good and bad. I mean, I don't like changing tradition too much, but I think stretching this out is great for the punter to have a Group 1 race every single weekend for 3 months.
Sure.
And I think it's a challenge for a lot of trainers that now they'll be able to pick and choose which races they go into. And you're not going to be getting horses running in the Melbourne Cup that should never be there. You know, horses that
I
camp
think
out
you're
at
always
24
going
and
to get that.
2,600.
You're always going to
And
get
Yeah,
then you're
you,
gonna get a
you will.
trial
You
and
need
get
you need
two,
you need
just
to
because
have
that's their
the
option.
battler.
Mm.
You need. I reckon you need to have that battler,
I
that
think you still
dreamer
have it.
that
There's plenty of
comes into
battlers
the
on
Melbourne Cup.
3,200 that can't get into the Melbourne Cup because these other qualifiers come through that are 24 and 2,600 meter horses and never going to win. But you've got 3,200 meter horses running around the bush that could get into and run, say, top 5 or 6 in the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're true to
So Marto, hang on. So if you've got a horse, you own a horse yourself, right?
Yep.
You've just won a Melbourne Caulfield Cup.
Right.
Okay, you get a little penalty, so you've won a 2,400.
Yep.
The reason I like the Cox Plate is because it gives you an opportunity now to step it back 400 metres
Yep.
and still then look at stepping it up later on. Whereas if you swap it the other way around,
Mm.
dropping a horse back from 32 to 2,000, it's a lot
Yeah,
harder.
but
It's
it hasn't
a lot
run.
harder on a horse.
You're not going to run
Eh?
the Cup and then back up in the Cox Plate because they're going to be a week apart.
Yeah, but
You're
yeah, I don't
gonna
know.
run
But
Up and be
but you would,
6 weeks
but you
step.
could,
and then
the
run in
other
the
way though, couldn't you? That's what I mean. So you lose that, and I guess that's where you're seeing it as a positive, isn't it?
It
That
is.
you
it
lose
is.
the ones. Yeah, I
don't
Now,
know.
they've changed the McKinnon. Remember, like the McKinnon was ran on the Saturday on Derby.
That's
Day.
right.
That was over 2,000
Yeah, that's right.
meters, and then some from the Bart Cummings. That's how he used to train him, didn't he? So he'd throw him
Yeah.
into McKinnon. They'd run, get fitness for the Tuesday, back up, bang. There's his cup.
Yep.
But now
Magic
the McKinnon's on the
Cup ski.
last day of the carnival on the Super Saturday or the Champions Day, whatever they call it.
Hmm.
But I don't know, mate. I don't know if you can. I don't know.
Well, look,
I reckon
there
move the springs.
sometimes I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I'm fully in favour of it yet.
Yeah.
But I was
Yeah.
reading the article today and thinking, wow, if you're a trainer and you've got these horses
Yeah.
that cap out at 2,600, you don't want to be having your owners pushing you to get it in the Melbourne Cup because you know it's never going to do anything in the Melbourne Cup.
Well,
Yeah.
know,
Now
it's
that
a-
we're on,
it's a magic day, though. I don't know.
Oh, it
of
is.
course it is.
To have a runner
Well,
in the
on-
Cup, yeah, that's the
Yes.
dream, right?
Yeah, that's right.
On the topic of having a runner and hoping to have a horse and all that sort of stuff, I'm curious. I would be really curious to know how many that follow us on this page or watch the video or whatever would be interested to be a part of a horse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I mean, I know that we've got about
It's the
1,000 people
dream.
that are on the page, but if we had 1,000 people on the page and everyone put in $10,
Mm.
that's $10,000, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly
Look
is.
at Skirt
Geez,
the
we
Law
could
today.
almost
I mean,
almost buy a
Mm.
carnival winner in Cairns
Yeah.
for
See, what I'm
$10,000,
saying
couldn't
is-
we?
Skirt the Law today, wins the Magic Million, says what says 500 ladies in the ownership group.
Mm.
Yeah, but how much would it cost to buy? I'm saying,
Well,
if,
you know, Mardo,
we
they picked
buy a-
up
could
they
we
picked
buy a
up an
horse?
extra 350 grand too, because it was
Right.
the first the women syndicate over the line picked up 500 grand to be split between
500, yeah,
the top
extra
three
half a million.
syndicates who are all women.
Wow.
So they picked up
Nice.
not only the 2 million for the raise, but they picked up another 350
Another
grand.
million.
because they're the
There
first
you
women
go.
Well,
syndicates.
Well done.
we'd pick that up because we'd have 1,000 degenerates.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's an idea.
Yep.
But I mean, I'm just curious if so for anyone watching,
Yep.
if they're hung around for the 3 hours that this
Yeah.
show's gone,
Yep.
Put us a little post or something and say, yeah, I'd be in.
Yep.
And I don't know, maybe it's just a work in progress where, maybe we buy a horse. I mean, wouldn't it be good? We could,
Tone,
do it
treasures,
properly, manage it, all that sort of stuff.
Treasures.
treasures, mate.
Cannot. Actually, shocking.
Okay.
25. To be honest, it's 25 losers in a row.
Right.
That 9 seconds and 4/3
Right.
cannot crack a winner.
Tone,
Oh,
I heard the other night that you
Yeah.
put a bet on a horse to come in at 10-1.
Yeah,
And
Oh.
it did.
came
It
in at
did.
2:15.
And fortunately, all the others came in at 12:30.
Yeah.
Get it, Tone?
10 to
10-1,
1.
12.50, but everything else finished at 12.30. That way.
It's an old Pommy joke, that one.
Thanks, mate.
It's a tough gig. I mean, tonight all the jumps races have been cancelled for the weather. They're only running on the
Yeah.
sand over there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's only
Why?
one
Is
left.
it- is
No,
it-
I think it's Kempton.
Uh,
I think what's name's gone.
Wolverhampton's
Yeah,
gone too. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Have
Oh,
you
must
got
be
one to
bad.
throw out? Have you got one for tonight, gents? Have
Um,
you
I
found
haven't
one?
even looked.
pull up my notes.
Um,
I do actually. I have one at each track. Let me just have a look.
Camperdown
not
Cup
supposed to
Saturday,
because-
Sanctum Courtois has gone back from Sydney after it led and blew up, and it's going to absolutely brain a pretty average field in the Camperdown Cup.
Camperdown 1600, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going
Get
to
on.
suit it.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I've had a look at my notes. If Wolverhampton's canned, then I can't give out the other one
all
because
right.
it's a subscribed service.
Taz might have a couple up tomorrow for South Australian race.
Yep.
I might have a couple. I might have
Get
some there supporting.
All right.
All right. Got any time? See you, mate. Hooroo.
Yep.
Put a line through
Right,
on
thanks,
text. Thanks, mate, for all the
See you.
entertainment.
Thanks, guys.
But collect Saturday.
Totally
Hooroo.
magic.
Remember, put a line through them all.